Have you ever wondered about the unseen impact of war on civilians? The stories unreported, the lives forever altered? War, as we know it, paints a stark picture of destruction and despair. But beyond the battlefield, the true cost of war is borne by those who never asked for it. The civilians. In war-torn regions around the globe, the impact of a conflict has been profound and terrifying. Innocent families are thrust into a reality of chaos and uncertainty. Homes that once echoed with laughter and love are reduced to rubble, leaving nothing but memories in their wake. Imagine for a moment a family just like yours suddenly displaced. Their sense of safety shattered, their possessions left behind. They embark on a perilous journey in search of refuge. This is the reality for countless civilians when war descends upon their homeland. The most vulnerable among them, children, endure the unendurable. Witnessing the horrors of war leaves them with deep psychological scars. Their innocence is stolen from them, replaced by haunting memories and fear. This trauma, often overlooked, can linger for a lifetime. In the midst of this turmoil, the basic necessities of life become a struggle. Access to food, clean water, and medical aid dwindles, compounding the physical suffering. The fight for survival becomes their everyday reality. But the impact of war extends beyond the physical. The emotional toll on survivors is immense. They grapple with the grief of lost loved ones, the anxiety of an uncertain future, and the lingering shadows of post-traumatic stress. These invisible wounds can span generations, creating a cycle of trauma that's hard to break. The devastation of war reaches far beyond the battlefield, into the homes and hearts of innocent civilians. It's not just the casualties we see in headlines, but the shattered lives and fractured communities left in its wake. The unseen impact of war is a haunting testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. War doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's a series of events, each escalating the impact on civilians. The progression of war's impact on civilians is a tragic tale of fear, loss, and survival. As tensions mount, the initial fear and uncertainty grip the hearts of the innocent. The whispers of conflict unsettle peaceful communities, casting a shadow of dread on the lives of ordinary people. The once familiar rhythm of life gives way to a dissonant beat of unease. And then, the horror unfolds. Sounds of gunfire replace the melody of daily life. The night sky, once lit with stars, now flares with the terrifying glow of explosions. The air, once filled with the scent of home, now reeks of smoke and fear. In the face of such chaos, families are displaced. Once thriving communities become ghost towns overnight. The echoes of laughter and joy are replaced by the deafening silence of abandonment. Homes, livelihoods, dreams, all left behind in the desperate pursuit of safety. Children, the most vulnerable, are thrust into a world of violence and fear. Their innocent eyes bear witness to the horrors of war, etching deep scars into their young minds. The playgrounds of their youth are replaced by refugee camps, their games of pretend overshadowed by a cruel reality. The struggle for survival becomes a daily battle. Essentials like food, clean water, and medical aid, once taken for granted, become scarce. Every morsel of food, every drop of clean water, every bandage becomes a lifeline in the chaos of war. As the war progresses, so does the magnitude of suffering for civilians. What begins as fear and uncertainty evolves into a cycle of loss, displacement, and survival. It's a cycle of destruction that leaves no one untouched. The impact of war on civilians is not merely a matter of physical survival, but a battle for the preservation of humanity itself. Every face tells a story, every tear a testament to the unseen impact of war. As we look into the eyes of those affected, we are reminded of their strength, resilience, and the human spirit's unyielding pursuit of peace. As the war progresses, so does the magnitude of suffering for civilians. It's a cycle of destruction that leaves no one untouched. In the face of such profound suffering, what can we do? The answer lies in our collective pursuit of peace. Each one of us has a role to play. We can start by raising awareness about the impacts of war on civilians, engaging in thoughtful conversations, advocating for peaceful resolutions, and supporting organizations that provide aid to those affected by conflict. International entities like the United Nations, Red Cross, and countless others tirelessly work to promote peace and provide essential aid. These organizations rely on the support of individuals, communities, and nations to continue their noble missions. We can also support peace through our daily actions. By promoting understanding, tolerance, and empathy in our communities, we contribute to a culture of peace. And let's not forget the power of our voices. In this age of digital connectivity, a call for peace can resonate across borders, reaching the ears of those in power. It's time to raise our voices, not for war, but for peace. Support peace efforts. Stand with civilians, because every life spared from the horrors of war is a victory for humanity.